The issue here is that we have over 16 million people a year diagnosed with cancer, and you got a whole lot dying. And the one thing that everyone has in common all around the world is this fear of cancer. And as a consequence of it, I've been able to have the great advantage of being exposed to the greatest minds in the world dealing with the fight against cancer. But we're right in the cusp of making some real dramatic changes.
Cancer is the reward we got for extending life by eliminating death from pneumonia, tuberculosis, and diarrhea in the 20th century.
It's hard to say things about cancer because there's not cancer. There's thousands and thousands, millions and millions of cancers.
We've really reached this inflection point in cancer care.
The commitment is to do in 5 years what would take 10 years.
This is not like the lighting of a flame, but the reigniting of a flame for cancer research. We're trying to cure it. We're trying to end it.
It's never a good time to get cancer, but this is a phenomenal time to be fighting it.
In 1971, when that first war on cancer got announced, we had no idea what cancer was all about. Back then, they didn't have an army, but they started a war. Today, we have an army, but we needed somebody to marshal that army, and that's what Vice President Biden was asked to do by President Obama.
Vice President Biden can make sure all the scientists are figuring out how to learn from each individual patient's story with urgency.
He's known for being able to have people work together, and that's his strength.
We both believe that it's within the wheelhouse of the people in this country and the scientists in this country to actually make fundamental change.
New kinds of treatments represent important advances.
I try to find people that probably shouldn't be part of cancer research, physicists, engineers, and mathematicians, perspectives that could make that 10 years worth of progress in 5.
By encouraging all the different stakeholders to cooperate, to collaborate, and really focusing this country's resources on battling a very common enemy.
There's still an awful lot of moving parts here that we have to bring together.
There are always silos in the world. The best way forward might indeed be converting these silos into pillars and building bridges across them.
Precision medicine is using a combination of clinical data and molecular data on a patient to determine the right therapeutic strategy. But what's missing is the transportability across health systems. So you need agencies, groups, stakeholders who really have never worked together before to work together on a problem.
Share the molecular, share that patient access, learn together as one entity.
Unless they do change their ability to share their information, we're going to be having this conversation for decades.
We need to have the NIH working with the FDA. We have to work with disease groups, with academic centers, and patients. The North Star is the patient.
When you get told you have cancer, it's like a bomb going off.
And he said, Ms. Hampton, you only have 6 months to live. And then I thought about it. I said, this is not going to get the best of me. I want to live.
I had to be a part of my care to want to live longer. You want to empower people even before they become patients.
In many ways, the Cancer Moonshot is a chance to take the fact that so many of us are touched by cancer and turn it into a social movement.
We're going to try to accelerate discovery and accelerate the benefits and profits that come from that discovery.
The guts that Vice President Biden has. He is an optimist, and I think that's what the world needs.
In an interdependent environment, we will make progress fast.
If you're an oncologist, by definition, you have to be hopeful.
Cancer affects all of us. It's time that we affect cancer.
Think of it this way. How many patients have said, Doc, can you give me just 2 more months to walk her down the aisle? Doc, all he needs is a month. Let me see him graduate. There's a much greater sense of urgency today, much more willingness to break up these silos than there was even a year ago.
We always had hope. And I think that's what is going to make this work. That's what's going to make this Cancer Moonshot work. It's about all Americans.
It really is. Well, actually, the whole world.
Yeah. All human beings, really.